Hey YouTube, matches 860. Smoking some haunted bookshop in a Barling Londoner. And this morning I got a rabid skunk running around my backyard, so I decided I didn't want to tangle with him. So I'm out by the river. Talking about thunderstorms. Evan Phi did a video and was talking about how much he liked thunderstorms, and hey, I'm right there with him, and I got a couple of stories. Back in the summer of 1974, I had taken a year off between high school and college. The place I was working at, there were about a dozen kids that were going back to college. And it was decided that we'd have an outing towards the end of the summer, late August. So we were all going to go to the lake after work and have a little picnic. And we all gathered at an area at the lake where they had a bunch of picnic tables, nets for volleyball. You know, you've probably all seen a similar place. It was all shaded by pine trees. It was really nice. Well, all of a sudden, it started to get real dark. We had the tables all set to eat. And this all happened in the blink of an eye. You could hear rain coming from the distance, but it sounded more like wind. I don't think we really paid that much attention to it, till all of a sudden it was on us. And at the same moment there was a bright flash, deafening thunder, and in the middle of all these pine trees, about 20 feet from where we were all gathered, there was a phone pole that went up through the trees, and it had a guy wire coming down to stabilize it. I saw about a softball size lightning ball come down, and when that hit the ground, it was like, just about like an M80 went off. Boom! Like I said, it all happened in the blink of an eye. But that was the closest that I ever came. It was about 20 feet from us. Pretty spooky. Summer of 1988, I had been hired to open up the building that I'm working at now. And I had an office in another building that was on the site. And during the day I do a lot of administrative stuff, preparing to open up the building. And then later in the afternoon, I'd usually take a walk over to see how the work was coming along, talk with the workers. This one particular Friday, I took my usual stroll over, noticed that there were no cars in the dirt lot around the building. But I let myself in anyway. First thing I noticed was the electricians had strings of light, temporary work lights that were usually on. They had disconnected them for the weekend. I had something that I wanted to check out on one of the upper floors. I don't remember what it was. But I made my way up some stairs, and as I was touring the building, I noticed it started getting awfully dark. Every once in a while, an apartment door in the hallway would be open. Get a little bit of light through it, so at least you could see where you were going. But by the time I got to the third floor, I couldn't see anything. So I went to an empty apartment, opened the door, was looking out the picture window that looked out back onto the building where I had an office. And it was another one of those deals. There was no notice. It was pitch black. Started to pour. And humongous flash right in front of my face. It was I never really figured out which got hit. It was either a parking lot light pole or a flagpole within 100 feet of where I was. Scared the heck out of me. I don't know if anybody's ever been in a building that big by yourself, especially with no lights. Under construction. The roof drains came down through the walls, and it was just a real spooky experience. But I had to wait it out, so there I sat for a while. What's strange is, in years after that, there were numerous electrical weird things that happened in that building. Within a year, it had been struck by lightning again. I have a big air conditioning unit up on the roof, and just about a year later that got hit. The elevator as well. I got a call one morning in the middle of a thunderstorm. The person who was at the main desk said the lights went out about 10 minutes ago. While I was talking to him, he thought he saw a big flash inside the building, and I wrote it off as, you know, somehow there was light coming in from outside that was illuminating the hallways. But when I came into work, one of the elevators was down, and the electricians found that the main power cable had been fried to a crisp, so that had to be rerun. And as I say, there were a couple of other instances after that that knocked out various circuits in the building. And we're located on, it's a total of 16 acres. Part of it, it borders a river, and over the years I've either come across or dug up numerous little bottles like this one, which I've dated to the late 1800s, early 1900s. And back at that time, narcotics weren't controlled like they are today, and you could get codeine, morphine, all kinds of stuff. These little things were, they sold them as elixirs. They'd cure backaches and all kinds of other problems. And apparently somebody on the property was, I would say, addicted. And I've often wondered if there's not some tormented soul that hovers around the property and is responsible for all these electrical manifestations. It's pretty weird. So those are my stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you the next time.